everyone, welcome to the next illustration. So today I have been inspired by my own stamp set. So this is the Floral Stamp Set. Now I recommend going through your older sketchbooks or art journals and find some illustrations that, if you're doing botanicals, obviously it would be a botanical illustration. So yeah, find something that basically would re-inspire you. So if you wonder what on earth I'm doing there, it's just something I tried, but I won't be repeating this. So I can't find my what's it called, Illustrated Faith Bible mat, which is fantastic for using in between pages, especially if you used other mediums like pencils and you don't want them to go over to the other side when you press on the page, etc, etc. So what I did there, I took one of my Spellbinders cutting mats and I just put it there so that I don't accidentally press onto anything and transfer it onto something that I don't want to be transferred onto. So I've done this little botanical illustration on tracing paper a while ago, and I stamped the hydrangea flower and then a couple of those the sort of whimsical bits, additional floral bits, and the leaves. Sorry about that. Yeah, so basically I am just kind of following the shape. I'm not copying everything to the bit, but just being inspired by it. I like the cluster, I like the shape of the leaves and the composition, and that's what I want to take into this illustration. And the previous illustrations that you've seen, they have been all done on the 17th, so that was Friday, and then I took a couple of days of a break, and now I'm back to illustrating basically in a chunk. So I sit down and I do quite a few of the illustrations, because I don't know how the day will pan out. Obviously, having a little one, you know, you don't know whether you would be able to do that every day. So I just make sure I have some illustrations for a couple of days ahead. And having had that break, it really helped me to kind of take a new perspective, maybe. The last or the previous two illustrations, I wasn't as happy with as I was with the others, so I kind of felt like I needed to refresh my eyes or my vision and start kind of again. So that's what I thought would be a great start, and actually it really helped me. So once I have kind of now placed the arrangement there, changed it a little bit, as you can see it's not exactly a copy of the existing one, I then felt a lot happier with how everything else will go from here. Also, you might have noticed that I changed the layout, so all of the previous illustrations, they have been at the bottom of the page. Now I decided to flip it and make it sit at the top of the page, cascading down towards the to the bottom of the page. And again, that's also something that might change up things for you and give you a new idea. Although I have to say that for this particular one, I will do this layout for these two double pages, but I will go back to the original bottom placement in the following illustrations. So I just, there's no really any reason, just the date I like to be at the top of the page, and also the swatches. So that's the only reason actually. Okay, so now that I've finished the illustration, I have used waterproof ink. All of the information is down below, so you can find everything easily and quickly. I'm now going to actually try something different and change up the color palette. So the previous color palette has been quite muted, and I really enjoy that, but again I wanted to try something a little bit more fresh. And so you will see that the colors I will go for are a little bit brighter, a little bit more cheerful, and for the summer they fit perfectly. So here I'm making a decision what colors to go for, but I already knew I wanted something a little bit more vibrant. So the color here, it's actually, to begin with, it's a muted color. So this is Moon Glow by Daniel Smith. All of us know this color. Probably if you are a complete beginner to watercolor, you may not know, but if you have any experience in watercolor and you know of Daniel Smith watercolors, chances are you know Moon Glow and you're probably in love with it. So it separates into a couple of pigments, which makes it a very interesting watercolor to work with, especially if you don't want to fuss about and pick different colors and you want to have that bit of interest in one color. It's fantastic for that. But I will pep things up a little bit, and I really love the combination of the watercolors, and you'll see it in a minute, so we'll talk about it when I'm there. But for now, I'm letting that, actually I will be working with glazing technique more often in the upcoming and also this illustration. So the glazing is a lot of fun. So I'm letting the first layer of the watercolor dry, and then I will glaze over. So that's what it means. I have these two custom palettes that I have created a while ago, and they are they're linked. They should be linked. I mean, I'll have a look, and I try to link them down below if you're interested. So I'm trying to think what is what. There isn't, I gave them names, and I think one of them is Candy Palette and the other one is the Face Palette or something like that. So this one is the Candy Palette from what I remember, and it has quite a few bright colors which are very, very pretty. And I'm picking a color which is by QoR, and it's that bottom corner color. So it's the QoR Gold. Let me just look it up quickly. Green Gold by QoR. It's a very muted, very earthy color, but what's amazing about this watercolor is that you can go as earthy and dark and muted as you want, or if you want a bit of that light and vibrancy to come through, you can just lift a bit of that heaviness off with a clean, wet, sort of semi-wet, semi-dry brush, and then you reveal this very beautiful glowing gold green or green gold, and it's just beautiful because in one watercolor you get that variety. Now what I'm doing here is I am taking the Cactus Flower, also by Daniel Smith. It's a duochrome, beautiful iridescent watercolor. I know that some people don't get on with this watercolor, and actually there is a way to it which can make everything look so pretty. So if you use it as a glaze, it looks beautiful. So basically glazing over a watercolor, it makes these beautiful blue shimmers sit on top, and it's just gorgeous. When you look at it straight on, it almost has a potter's pink type of a tone to it. So it doesn't, I just noticed I had a bit of watercolor sitting on my finger there from getting it stuck in deep scarlet from a lid of the jar. So anyway, yeah, so if you look at it straight on, it's like a potter's pink but without the granulation. However, if you tilt it and you catch the light, it's just the reflection is stunning. It's a purpley bluey kind of electric color, and depending what color you would glaze, if you go over darks, it comes out more. If you go over light colors, it adds a little bit of something. It looks beautiful over greens. It looks beautiful over any type of a color, and especially I love this combo because Moonglow and the Cactus Flower, they have something in common there, and yeah, they look very, very pretty together. I also used it on those leaves over the QoR Green Gold, and also found that it just added this tiny little bit of a depth to the corners of the leaves to create a bit more dimension, and again tiny little bit of that sheen. Later you'll see when I will be tilting the paper that it kind of catches the light and it just looks so pretty. So it's not like glitters or anything like that. It's actually a super beautiful, super fine reflection. And if you want to add a bit of fun to your watercolor, this is the way to go. Very easy, and instantly there is something a bit different and fresh about the illustration. It can be used on its own as well. As you can see on the flower at the bottom, I tried to put it on the petals, but I think it looks the most beautiful and it comes through the most in an interesting way is if you glaze with it. And you will see me use this color quite a bit of times, quite a few times. And there is another iridescent color that I have by Daniel Smith, which I will be using in one of the upcoming illustrations, and you will see that it's really pretty. It's different, but very gorgeous. Maybe I shouldn't tease you and let you know that I'm talking about so the color is called Iridescent Scarab Red, and it's different, but you'll see anyway. So here is a little bit of a close-up, and you can see the watercolors are a little bit wet still, but you can pick up on that iridescence and gorgeousness, and I absolutely love it. So here you can see it's just used on its own down below the flower and those whimsical flowers, and it also looks very pretty, but over Moonglow it's just something. Love it. Alright, thanks for watching. See you soon.